Adam, 2 weeks till the start of the season, and it's going to be a very exciting one for you because you've changed teams.
I have.
And a different car.
I have.
You've gone from rear-wheel drive to front-wheel drive. Are there any more changes we can throw in? That's an interesting one.
It is, yeah. I've basically gone full circle in the BTCC. So I started off in front-wheel drive, running our own team. Then we sold Sicily. I went to WSR and rear-wheel drive, and I was desperate just to tick the final box of going to a top front-wheel drive team, Accelerate, and then the Hyundai. And here I am, ready to go for 2025 back in a front-wheel drive car.
How did Croft test go?
Day one went really well. We didn't put any tyres on it. We put some, I think, 7 or 8 lap-old softs on, put in a pretty respectable time. So we thought, right, we're okay with that. Let's save some decent tyres for day 2. And unfortunately, we made some changes to the car, which I never really quite got on top of. And then we had a couple of little skirmishes, running wide and offs. So I never really got a proper time on the board, but it's testing. We were trying different setups and all sorts. So, but overall, my feeling in the car is very good. I feel comfortable. From my first test that I did, within the first half a session, I just felt like it had clicked. And I think the 7 or 8 years I did in the Mercedes, it was just embedded. It's just there. It's like riding a bike. So yeah, I'm feeling happy, feeling comfortable, and looking forward to it.
So going back to those days in the Mercedes when there was success ballast, added weight to the car. Then we've been through the hybrid era where we put 75, 80 kilos in of battery and gubbins. Now that's all gone, and the cars are much lighter again.
Yeah.
Has that been part of the learning process as well? Because as you've already said, you've shifted from rear-wheel drive to front-wheel drive.
Yeah, for me, obviously, I never drove a front-wheel drive car with the extra weight in it. I know speaking to some of the guys, they said when the weight went in, it kind of numbs the car a bit. It affected braking, it affected the turning performance of the car. So I never really experienced that in a front-wheel drive car, but going back to I remember driving the Mercedes, the Hyundai feels similar to that, but much more evolved over the 5 years since I've been out of front-wheel drive car. So it feels good. I'm gelling with everything. I'm gelling in the team, and I think the car is quick. I think we've got a really good package this year.
We're going to see lap times tumbling for sure, aren't we? And I think it's also going to be an incredibly close season. There might be one or more weekends where we see all the cars on the grid within a second.
100%. I absolutely guarantee that will happen at 2 or 3 tracks. I think Knockhill, we're very close. I think your Brands, Indy and Silverstone. The quantity of the grid has come down over the last couple of years, but the quality is growing within the grid. The number of drivers who are potential champions, race winners, is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So, as always, it's going to be incredibly close, incredibly tight, and not just for drivers, but for teams, manufacturers. There's it's going to be a really good year.
You're a proven driver, Adam. You've been around, you won't mind me saying, for, a couple of 100 years now in the championship, haven't you? But you're quick, you're proven, you're consistent. Yet there's always been that close but no cigar feel, hasn't there? We've talked about this before. I'm not saying anything out of turn. Is this arguably your best shot this year?
I think so, yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, you summed it up pretty well. Back in the Mercedes days when we were carrying success ballast, there was times when I was leading the championship or P2, P3, and as the weight went on, we kind of had some bad rounds, and that kind of knocked us out of contention for the championship. But the pace has always been there. I just need to put a season together, and that is easier said than done. So, like I said, though, I believe I've got a really good package, really good team. I'm feeling the fittest I've been for many, many years, which I think helps mentally. So I'm just, I think this is the best chance I've got, and I really think I can, having Tom Ingram as a teammate is a huge bonus. I can copy his setup or not copy his setup. So I'm feeling really good. I am.
You were saying about your fitness. You've made some changes there as well. It's no secret people around the paddock will have seen you having a draw on a vape now and again, won't they? So that's now all gone. Yep. Is that part of your mental preparation to saying, I needed to change some other things which would put my head in the right place for this season?
Not really, no. my headspace has always been good. I've always felt confident. I felt comfortable. I know what I need to go out there and do. I have. That's like I was saying to you just off air. I've been for hypnotherapy, and I'm only 2 weeks in, but I've quit vaping. So it's early days yet. One stressful.
It's working so far.
One
We're
stressful
good. We're
weekend,
good.
I could be back on it. But being physically fit, it all just helps, doesn't it? Just a little bit here and there. It can't be a bad thing being physically fit, and mentally again. If you're in the right headspace, you're fit. You've done everything on your side. It's all about this preparation throughout the year, and I'm feeling in a good place.
The family all good? We've all lived with you through your
Yes,
your family.
I know.
haven't we?
Yeah, it's and that's what I love. I've been coming here, like you said, for 100 years, and I've got 3 kids now who've had 5 years. Well, Freddie's had 5, the twins have had 3 years of watching Dad go racing, and that for me is massive, and hopefully they get some satisfaction out of it.
I did wonder last year when we were on occasions that we chatted whether or not that new family and getting used to that and different circumstances. I did wonder whether you would come back this season.
I always wanted to have one more shot in a front-wheel drive. That was always my goal, and we had some conversations and meetings with Anthony and Justina at Accelerate, and it kind of went from there. And to be honest, it probably was going to be my last year, but these conversations just kind of drew us in, and I kind of just said to my dad, let's have one more go, one more stab, hopefully 2, So I still want to come back next year, but we'll see. But no, the family life has been busy. It's been hectic. Twins is a nightmare, but I love it at the same time. So yeah, no, it's all good. We're over the worst of it now. We're over all the sleepless nights now.
You need to have a word with Ash Sutton
Just
because he's got 2 and they're struggling.
I know his
It's
pain.
been a long, fruitful and incredible journey for you, Adam, hasn't it? With your dad going back. I mean, you told me about effectively the days in the garden shed, putting stuff together. I mean, you think back all those 100 years as we've joked. It's quite something.
It's been amazing. The journey has been incredible, from buying a Ginetta G50 track day car just as a dad and lad to go and have some fun, which was 2009. And from there, like I said, we prepped the car in his shed, and it just kind of snowballed, And at one point, at our biggest, we had 3 British touring cars, a GT4 car. We were running 4 Clios, doing races in Dubai. I was racing in China, and it's been an incredible journey. I'm very grateful, very proud, and it would be nice to hopefully have another, definitely this year, and hopefully one more, and hopefully try and sign off in style.
Absolutely. I hope you do. Oh, sign off in style.
Did you like that?
Did you just give away a secret there, Adam Morgan? Goodness me. Adam, I wish you the very best for this season. I really genuinely hope you have a great season in the British Touring Car Championship. Just before you go, as you will know, as a veteran, am I allowed to call you that?
Yes.
It's
the
odd questions at the end for the start of the season. Choose a number 1 to 5.
4.
Are you a good passenger in a road car?
No, terrible. I drove here today with my dad in the motorhome, and the motorhome's left-hand drive, so I'm facing oncoming traffic, and every time a car came towards me, I shit myself.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Steve, can't say that. We'll have to live that one, won't we?
No,
my bad.
So somebody with far greater ability than me can edit that one. That's fine. Did Norman ever drive you around? Norman Burgess?
Yeah, terrible driver.
Is he?
Shocking. Yeah.
We've heard it here. Right.
Awful.
Okay. Another number between 1 and 5, Adam.
1.
Do you have a middle name?
I do. Oh, you want to know it? Yeah. William.
Okay. Good. And finally, one more number.
3.
What was the last book you read?
It was, what was it called? It's about changing your habits. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, it's about changing your habits. So small little changes that you do every day lead to something big.
Incremental changes, about
something like that. I can't remember the name of it though.
Was it one of the top sports psychologists from one of the Formula One teams says you don't make big changes, you make small changes, and the small changes become
add up
big
to big
changes.
ones. Yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but I read that a couple of months ago now. Yeah, it was good.
Excellent. Let's hope it works. Good to see you, Adam.
Thank you very much.